brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin, indeed. Happy Monday to all, and to all a good Monday. Wheeler, Lecter, and Ollie back in the studio for a Monday morning at Mornings at the Cabin. Ollie, you've been missed. Where you been?
I went to Blatchford Lake, and it was lovely.
Oh, my goodness. I think I knew that. No, I didn't know that. I just wanted you to tell everybody because it's more entertaining that way. It seems if I don't know what I'm talking about and someone else fills in the answers, that makes for good radio. How was Blatchford Lake Lodge? Did you relax? Did you stay off your computer the entire time?
I almost stayed off my computer the entire time.
Do you get a signal? You don't get a signal out there.
There's a little bit of Wi-Fi, but
Okay.
you get like a tiny sliver of it, and then they kick you off for the rest of the week.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I think I managed to send half of one video back to Yellowknife that I needed to get published, and that was me cut off for the rest of the week. So that was perfect.
That's nice.
And then I just went and paddled. Hiked.
Fish.
Didn't do any fishing.
Didn't
It's
do
not
any
really
fishing.
my thing. I enjoyed it a little bit, but it's not like high up my priority list. I
Fair.
prefer like kayaking and hiking.
Yep.
So the kayaking, though, was amazing. I had one of the best days in a long, long time going out and paddling.
Very nice. Very nice.
Refreshed.
Absolutely.
Ready
Refreshed.
for anything.
Oh, wow.
Sang a little Beatles parody. Was that the important video?
Was that that was the important video you sent out?
Yeah, no, that absolutely was the video.
I
Yeah, that
figured,
just had to get out.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't know what you're talking about. I mean, we're going to have to, maybe we have to share that. I don't know.
Well, didn't you put that on your Instagram?
That's what I thought, yeah.
Well, I don't think everyone listening to this is necessarily following my Instagram.
No.
What?
Everyone who likes the Facebook page is automatically linked to your Instagram.
Okay. That's not reflected in the figures. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Oh, yeah, they're hidden numbers. Everybody's just kind of hiding and watching.
Free plug right now. What's your Instagram handle?
Raining sideways.
Oh, there you go.
Family Guy
right.
reference. Raining sideways.
Ah, yes.
Ollie
Ollie Williams. Back with the weather. Back on another Monday.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Wheeler and Lecter and Ollie with you on your Monday morning. Ollie's brought in some fancy snacks. Some very fancy snacks.
Yeah.
Some canapes. I see some lox and smear with cucumber, dill, and capers. And then we have, what were the other two? The two jams are sensational.
So the two jams, one is a pear and caramel jam from the farmer's market,
So good.
which is just on cream cheese on a little toasted baguette.
Cream cheese, there you go.
And then the other one is Sarah's rhubarb strawberry jam.
Rhubarb, strawberry jam. Love it. Love it. On a little cream cheese, on a little baguette crisp.
Yeah.
What's going on with you this morning?
He's refreshed.
Got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and started making breakfast for you guys. What? Is this
Thank
somehow
you very
not
much.
normal?
I mean, it's delightful.
It
I
is.
don't know if I would call it normal
That's
per
fair.
se.
I'm not sure I'll go for the canopy. I'm not a capers fan.
You see,
Oh,
this
you're not
is
a
it.
capers fan?
What did
Yeah,
I tell
no.
you? Sarah, what did I tell you? That some people are weird about capers.
Just
I
in
don't know.
general
I don't
or
know if it's
in the
weird.
morning?
I mean, they're
but
very-
I personally am very excited that there are mostly salmon, cucumber, caper, dill, little rounds here.
Canapes.
Canapes? Is that what we're calling them?
Thingamajigs.
So
Yeah.
people think capers are some sort of weird like sea creature, and they get
No, they
Freaked out about
they
it.
just taste like what's a good word for them?
Salt?
Hell. Yeah, salt. Yeah.
But that's the point. They're supposed to replace like salt or lemon as a seasoning.
All right, no, I understand.
This is just a morning thing?
It's a bit much.
Can't do capers in the morning.
Can't do capers in the morning.
I
That's
get
supposed to eat
that.
capers before 12. It gives you
get
gas.
that.
Yeah, that's
There
right.
are only like one or two per
That's true.
canopy there, so you
That's
could
true.
pick them off.
I could
I
pick
don't
them
like
off. That's right. But then it's going to have that caper juice on them, and I can't be having that. You know what I mean? I'm not a very picky eater, as you can see.
No, I tell.
But with capers, I don't know, for whatever reason. You know what? Here's the thing, though. Haven't tried a caper in a very long time,
Oh,
so maybe it's time. Sarah,
Live
pass
on
me
the
a
air.
canapé, please. No, not just a caper, please. The whole thing. I got to get the whole taste experience. I'm gonna do this right now.
all right.
Okay, so we've got
There we
lox. Yes. Cucumber, cream
Yes.
cheese,
Yes.
dill, and caper. Yep.
Yes.
All right, here we
Beautiful.
go. Here we are.
Do it. Down the hatch. Looks
I'll be very surprised if you can taste too much caper.
looks pleased with what is filling his mouth right now. Yeah?
With everything else, it's quite lovely.
Mm.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not bad.
No.
Turned over a new leaf this morning.
That's right. It's a whole different caper this morning.
Oh, very good.
Very nice. Actually, that's quite lovely. That's quite lovely. Thank you very much for bringing those in. I mean, it's not surprising that Ollie would do something for breakfast, but make something for breakfast.
Well,
It's
you
holy.
this took some thought and then some
did.
some
He's a
love.
thoughtful man.
I had to get up this morning and actually, bake some
Like
toast some baguette slices and, actually put a bit of effort into this.
Well, really, yeah.
Only a
and
modicum of effort. It's still, there's not a whole lot of actual cooking going on.
We've set a precedent at this cabin.
That's right.
In past years. Bag of day-olds.
Yep.
I don't know if they do that anymore.
They may not.
Yeah.
That was my thing. No one else brought in day-olds, and no one would eat them.
That was
That's because they were all a day old.
They're delightful.
The name of the thing put me off.
No.
Here
Day
is
old
old food.
They were
It's
good.
like
So-
old food.
So if you bake muffins, say, you have to eat them all the first day?
Well, I'm not going to go around calling them I'm not going to label them according to how old they are when I present them to you.
I'm not going to go against 100 years of daily ingenuity by not.
I've
calling
never
them
literally. You're the only person I've ever heard call things day old.
It's just...
I've never heard the phrase in my life before.
Wow. Okay.
Actually,
Then
I've
maybe
never heard that
it's a
before.
North American thing versus a British thing.
I'd never heard that before either.
In Britain, they call them nanny buns.
You lay off my nanny bun.
It's just phrasing.
Those are
If
very
they-
dear to me.
Those are only a day old. Those are my nanny buns.
If they called them day youngs,
Yeah.
we'd be like, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's younger by a day.
Really comes down to ageism
just
in modern
one day young.
Canadian society.
That's right.
That's right.
And then finally, we come around to the actual topic of this break: ageism in Canada.
Yeah, time to deep dive into that one.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. No, that was delightful, actually. Yeah, and you're right. You said as I was eating, you'd be surprised if I felt the capers. I didn't. I felt them pop in my mouth, but I mean, it didn't make the taste off. So maybe I'm back on the caper train.
I think you are.
All right.
All right.
I don't want to eat one by itself, but
No, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was nice.
Well, thanks for breakfast, Ollie.
Absolutely.
It's my pleasure.
Absolutely.
Is this a new normal? Can we expect
It's a very
this?
new experience for me to make food that other people describe as nice. So this is great. This
Fair
is
enough.
exciting.
Did
Well-
AJ actually? Because AJ came in here after you came in here and said he made Rice Krispie treats. Is that
After
true?
And he did.
expletive.
Yeah,
He
they're out
did.
there.
He expletited us, and then he said that he made Rice Krispie treats, and apparently this is true. So now we have Rice
So
Krispie
I'm just
treats.
saying,
A
now
great
it's on
Monday.
you guys. Now it's on you guys.
Yeah.
So Lecter, Jesse,
No,
what
no.
are you guys going to contribute?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
I brought in cinnamon raisin toast for myself, and it was delicious.
I'll check if they're doing day old still.
There you go.
Day youngs.
Day youngs.
Sorry.
That's right. Yeah.
Natty
Yeah.
buns.
Natty buns. Any natty buns? The hell are you talking about?
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast. Hey, it was early. What do you want from us?
Mornings at the Cabin, little Serial Joe mistake from the emerging artist stage at Woodstock 99. Serial Joe. Beautiful stuff.
Was that a live version?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just saying, that's where they were.
I didn't hear any crowd noise, but I couldn't tell if that
21
was like,
years ago, they were on the emerging artist stage at Woodstock. It was them, and I think there was one other band that made anything of themselves in that emerging artist stage.
Did Serial Joe make something of themselves?
Well, I
after
mean,
that?
they had an album that had a hit on it.
Yeah.
You know, a major release,
Right.
that had a hit on it, right? There, I was reading on a history of Woodstock 99
Of Serial Joe.
a couple days ago. Yeah, it was just like a day in the life.
What happened?
And they listed like 30 bands on the emerging artist stage, and like the beginning of the paragraph is like, I defy you to name a song by any of these bands. And it was like a list of 30 bands. You're like, whoa, never heard of any of these.
I kind of want to find that article now.
So it was about the history of the history of Woodstock 99 is sexual assault. That's what the article was.
Yes.
Because it was just like, it was such a
Dumpster fire.
dumpster fire, absolute dumpster fire.
Yeah.
It was the day the 90s died, they called it. Just like Altamont. But,
Yeah.
you know, I don't think anyone died at Woodstock 99. Altamont
Probably
did.
one person.
Probably at least one person.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Not hopefully. That's terrible. Woodstock 99 was a disgusting mess. But what's funny about that is that they go through all the prices, right? They were like, because one of the reasons that people were so crazy is that everything was so expensive: the water, the food, the tickets, and they went through those things. It's like a 3-day weekend pass cost $180. It's like, for Woodstock, that's pretty good.
Hey, Moby was on the emerging artist stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? That was the other thing the article said. There were a few bands that were on the emerging artist stage for some reason, inexplicably. Moby was not an emerging artist at that point. He had already emerged.
He'd already had a couple.
Yeah. There was another one. There was like
Get
an
Set, I
old
think.
schooler that was there. Oh, it was someone from The Who, maybe?
Oh, okay.
Was on there? Was out there doing a solo thing?
There was a band called Sugar Daddy.
Yeah, they were
Was
there.
that them?
Oh, I remember. So, yeah.
King Conga?
Yeah, their big hit, King Conga Lives. So So yeah, $180 for a weekend pass. $4 bottles of water. $4.
The best part about this is I'm on the Wikipedia page for Woodstock 99 looking at the emerging artist stage for like the first day. I hovered over King Konga.
Yeah.
Page does not exist.
Page does not exist. Band does not exist. People from that band no longer exist. Now, I got into this just because we were coming out of Serial Joe, but really it's to avoid the painful topic of, of which no one cares more at Cabin Radio than Lecter does. The CFL has decided to cancel the 2020 season.
Oh, yeah, look at that John Entwistle.
On the emerging artist stage.
Really stupid.
Isn't that stupid? That's why Moby was there, too. Oh, we got Michael Jackson out here. It's going to be great.
Hey, Big Sugar.
Oh, really?
They're on there, too.
Oh.
It's just because they're Canadian.
That's right. They're like emerging artists.
We've never heard of them. They must just be coming out.
They've been together for 10 years.
Hey, Muse, too. Okay, so there were actually
that was the other band.
on there.
Muse and Serial Joe. So, like, the list was like, save for Muse and Serial Joe, can you name any of these bands?
Does this show you how non-fussed I am about the CFL season?
No, that shows me just how painful it is for you to talk about it.
I can't do it.
I can't do it. Got to avoid the conversation by talking about Woodstock 99.
The best possible distraction.
Another thing that the article went into is that they had like Dave Matthews Band, Alanis Morissette, and like Sarah McLachlan, followed by like Limp Bizkit. It's just a poorly planned event if there ever was one.
Creed featuring Robbie Krieger.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Jim Morrison must have been rolling in his grave. Oh, that's really unfortunate.
So, no Grey Cup this year. No games. Well, but that means Winnipeg Blue Bombers are the champions for another year.
2021 defending champs.
Awesome.
That's
awesome.
right.
So, CFL, just like any other league. Well, no, not like any other league because all the other leagues are going. It's ran into financial hardships because of the pandemic. They asked the federal government for a $30 million loan, and the feds were like, no.
Yeah, which was a really reasonable number compared to their original $150 million ask.
$150 million. And
that
the
they
feds
didn't really
were like,
have a plan for.
The feds were like, do you guys make $150 million in revenue each year? They're looking to pay off like owners and stuff like that. So the 2020 campaign, now unlikely as some teams don't seem interested in funding a shortened season themselves.
Yeah.
So the teams,
the players
aren't even interested in doing it.
No.
So, I mean, yeah, that would tell the feds to be like, well, what are we going to give you $30 million for? So you guys can just like give it to yourselves?
Yeah. I felt like the writing was kind of on the wall for this probably close to about a month ago.
Yeah.
I saw that the CFL had basically tabled like return to play contracts for the players.
Yeah, for like 6 games or whatever.
6 games, very reduced. I mean, CFL contracts are nothing to write home about.
What's the base
in general?
salary of the CFL? It's like $50,000. Something like that.
It's probably for like a special teams player.
Yeah. Well, I think it's gone up. I think it's like 100, maybe 125. Something like that.
I mean, that's like a pretty decent contract.
Looking it up right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's close to like 50 to 80,000. So like
80 to 85.
Okay,
there you go.
Yeah, so I was there 80. Yeah, I was nearing the range. I heard that, and I'd seen reactions from a few players who had tweeted about the contracts that they had received from the CFL.
Yeah,
and very, very reduced. I mean, it was 6 games, so you could probably predict that there was going to be some reduction in salary for the season. But basically, the players' first reactions was that like it was an insulting offer. And again, in a league where salaries are nothing to write home about, you can't reduce them even more. And that was my thing. If you're right out of the gate, if you're asking the government for financial assistance, and then in turn you are not paying the players, the ones who are taking 100% of the risk. Yeah. That's it.
It's a crap.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, and like you said, like a salary's nothing to write home about, which is exactly why they should be paid. I'm not a huge fan of like players making $1 billion. Like I don't love it. Right. It's commensurate with what like the league makes or that team makes. So I mean, I guess go for it. It's this is your value on the market, whatever.
Yeah, technically they're entitled.
Yeah, technically they're entitled. Yeah. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but I mean, like a professional athlete should make enough to not have to get another job.
Yes.
$80,000 and like 6 months of your year is your job.
Plus, a lot of these players are American.
Yeah.
So they're not
Canadian.
They're not going to get out of bed for that reduced salary amount, let alone get out of bed, pack up all their stuff, cross the border into a different country, and then play, for a 6 game, but, completely isolated from their families, their friends, for 6 games, for a pittance pay. Like, it just doesn't make sense.
The CFL had an opportunity here not to look like a joke.
They did.
And they chose to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. They chose to try and save as much money as possible. And, it's a delicate league. It has been for years and years, many times throughout its history. It's been like it's been on the verge of bankruptcy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's been in a very good, comparatively, financial situation in recent years. But at the same time, CFL owners I've heard them, I think, very well described as Canadian professional sports philanthropists.
Yay!
They're not there to make money. They're there to fund a league, that they enjoy watching, that they enjoy having, and they enjoy, continuing the tradition and the history of it. Yeah. But they're not there to make money, and they all know that. Yeah. So if everyone's taking a hit because of COVID, they kind of had to be prepared to take that on too. Yeah, for sure. And I guess at the end of the day,
and in a situation like this, right?
Yeah,
it's up to the teams in the league to keep the league afloat. It's not up to anybody else.
No,
you keep the league afloat, the fans will be there.
Yeah, it's not up to the players to chip in and do their part.
Not at all
to keep the league afloat. No.
That's cabin radio stuff.
That's right. That's right.
We pay out of our pocket to make this run.
Canadian radio philanthropists. Cabin radio.
Good preview for tonight's Cabin Sports Radio. You guys do it tonight?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Absolutely. Good preview for that tonight. Tune in for that at 6 o'clock.
There will be no Woodstock 99 to distract me then.
Lecter and Gibbons. But you can make comparisons.
Yeah, sure.
This whole season is like Woodstock 99. It's terrible, and nobody wants to see it.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
Just enjoying the soft, soothing sounds of fall. Yeah, you know what? I know you hate me for that, but it was chilly this weekend.
It's a very fall vibe, right?
Very
now.
fall vibe.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get a couple more. I think we're gonna get a couple more hot days. Like, we were hoping to take Betty out for a little swimming lesson yesterday. It wasn't too bad, but, like, Phoenix gets pretty cold pretty easily.
Right.
Like, she's a gigantic baby about it. So we didn't go out yesterday, but we were hoping. I was just like, well, I think now, because we usually wait for the weekend to take her out for these little swim adventures. Like, we'll take her for walks, but for these little swim adventures, because it gets cooler towards the end of the evening or whatever. But if we have a hot night, then we're going to have to just take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Take her down there and throw her in the lake.
Pretty nice looking day today. Mainly cloudy. High of 19.
There you go.
Yeah.
I haven't been down to the splash park yet, so I got to get down and do that.
Be careful.
Why?
You could slip. Cut your feet.
Because it's a duck.
I did that on the other side, actually.
You cut your foot?
Yeah. Like right by my toe. Just the worst spot.
Where'd you do it? Other side.
So the back bay, the nice little kind of dock area they made a couple years ago there. Where there's like some parking spots which are now underwater. We went around there a couple weekends ago, and we're letting the dogs. Actually, I think that we had taken the dogs out for a walk earlier. They were muddy, so we washed them off at the new splash park.
Very
and
nice.
I went to because there's a little gap between the platform and the dock, and so I kind of half hopped over it and slipped, and my foot caught a rivet.
Ow!
Right at the front, and
ouch.
Yeah, that was.
You're okay though?
I'm okay.
Good.
Yeah, I didn't have to get a tetanus shot.
Good. So. You don't think? Well,
well,
chances are probably not.
I'm not rabid yet.
Well, that's not tetanus.
That's not how it works?
No.
Oh.
No, not at all.
I'm not tetanus yet.
Anyway, go to cabinradio.ca for this story. Alice Twa has it for you. Leela Gilday is searching for a mentee, and that's pretty huge news. You could do a heck of a lot worse than having Leela Gilday as your mentor. She is looking for a young female Dene singer who lives near Yellowknife to take under her wing. She said she was inspired to take on a mentee because of the lack of Dene female artists in the music industry. And she asked, who are the Dene women artists you know of? And people were like, well, there's you. And, Well, whoever you take under your wing is probably going to be great.
So what are you doing, Leela?
She said, and Leela said, well, you know what? I'm going to take a mentee under my wing. She says, I'm basically one of 2 Dene women artists from the NWT that people go to. And I know a few young Dene men who are up-and-coming performers, and that's great. But not very many are young women. So in a Facebook post last Friday, Gilday said, young Dene, female Dene singers looking for mentorship in Yellowknife, Edzo, Betchako, Deda, and Dilo should message her. In 5 hours, she received 15 responses.
Very nice.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people obviously who want to take advantage of this opportunity, but that also means there's a lot of young female Dene artists out there who are obviously looking to take that next step.
Yeah.
Which is huge. And again, you could do a lot worse than taking the next step with Leela Gilday. Of course, she's a mainstay here on Cabin Radio, friend of the program, friend of the station, and of course has just been a wonderful representative for the NWT, for Dene women, and for music in the NWT as well. For years and years and years. Juno Award nominated, and what an amazing opportunity for anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just looking down the comments on her post, and
Yes.
I noticed there's a comment way down. Says, too bad it's not for an old white lady. If it was, I would apply.
And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Not enough opportunities for white women.
I'd like to take this opportunity to announce Cabin Radio's on-air mentorship for old white ladies. Apply
Starts right now.
on our Facebook
Yeah,
page.
come on. You know what? Just show up. Just show up, and we'll find a spot for you. I feel like that's what's needed here. So a fantastic opportunity. You can reach out to Leela on Facebook and check out our story on cabinradio.ca. Alice Twa has that for you.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, more young female artists in the NWT. Can't go wrong.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Good morning. Wrapping up the show with a lovely story. We've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. Friend of the show who listens sometimes. Jessie Wilson had the wedding for her dog Gabby and her best friend Bojack, Gabby's best friend Bojack, this past weekend. Lecter, you were in attendance. Tell us all the cuteness.
Oh my God! Let me just try and recount. So it was a lovely little afternoon ceremony on Jolliffe Island.
Yes,
we all paddled up and enjoyed some refreshments. There were some snacks. It was catered.
Did you guys go kayak or canoe?
Kayak.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
So it was not formal.
Semi-formal.
Semi-formal. Yeah, kayaks.
I mean, I was wearing dress pants.
Yeah, kayaks up to semi-form.
Yeah.
After that, it's just a blunder.
Semi-formal up until the footwear.
Okay.
Footwear, reasonable.
Absolutely.
Everything else,
Hiking boots.
semi-formal.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, started at 2:00. Guests mingled and greeted the bride-to-be and the groom,
Yeah.
who were a little bit nervous.
Of course. So many people around.
Yeah.
A lot of different smells.
Yeah, a lot of different smells.
Yeah.
Gabby took off, disappeared
Okay, of course. Well,
just before the ceremony.
Just a la Julia Robertson, Runaway Bride.
That's right. Got a little dramatic.
Yeah, got a little,
cold feet.
Yeah, cold feet.
But they found her, brought her back, and lured her with treats up
Well,
to
she's
the
on an
altar.
island. I mean, there's not many people she can go.
Well, she lives just off that island, so yeah, I think she just kind of hid in her houseboat for a bit. And yeah, but they found her, brought her back, and it was a beautiful ceremony.
Nice.
They shared a fish head and bacon cake.
Very good.
To finalize things,
Amazing.
I suppose. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Very cool.
Luckily, the guests were not subjected to the same same culinary
Now
delights.
everybody get a piece. Oh, good.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, it was lovely. It
Nice.
was a beautiful dog. I have nothing to compare it to as far as dog weddings
was gonna
go.
say.
But
I
I
was
think
gonna say.
it was probably the best dog wedding in the history of dog weddings. I'm going out on a limb.
Well, I mean, that is a limb because there are dog weddings out there. There are people who do, there are professional dog wedding people.
Are there really?
Absolutely.
Professional dog wedding people?
Yeah, dog wedding planners.
Really?
Yes. There are people who spend a pretty penny on these dog weddings, which is what makes this one so much more special because it was just like, you know what? This is a fun thing we're going to do. It's not as if they're like, it's not something they set up from the beginning. When you get 3, you're going to get married. But there are people who do that stuff. But this one sounded like it's just such a sweet idea. And for those of you, if you're listening right now and you know what we're talking about, Jesse Wilson has a dog named Gabby. Gabby's about 5, and Gabby was diagnosed with cancer a few months ago. And basically, the vet told Jesse that, like, you know, these are your options. Mm-hmm. And but she's decided to have a blowout summer with Gabby, calling it the Summer of Gabby on Instagram. It's been very, very cute, taking her on all the adventures and giving her all the love she could ever possibly need. You know, before she makes the next transition. And so she decided to have this wedding.
Which, by the way, doesn't seem like it's going to happen anytime soon.
Right?
Because
she
Gabby
told me
looks great.
Gabby looks great. And Jesse Wilson, and this is, she came by the dealership on Saturday because she was picking up something from me.
Right.
Because I mentioned that I have, we get bark boxes. And February was Oscar's bark box, right? So the Academy Awards bark box. So one of the toys was a wearable squeak toy that on one side is a diamond necklace. On the other side was a tuxedo dickie. Like a front lapel with a bow tie.
Right.
So it's like, you should borrow this. It would probably suit it pretty well. And then it actually worked out really well because she lost Gabby's bow tie. And this worked. I don't know if she wore it. Did she wear it?
She had the dickie on.
Yeah, dickie.
Yeah.
All right. So she came by and, you know, they'll let me know about the wedding and you know, said thank you for that. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I'm happy to contribute in any way I can. And said that on last checkup, that Gabby's blood cell count was normal, which is not to be expected given her diagnosis.
Right.
So, I mean, not it's not to say that like everything's clearing up or whatever, but it's, you know, it's something.
Sounds like it's a hoax.
That's right. That sounds like
the only conclusion we can draw.
Yeah, that's exactly right. She's faking all this to have a dog wedding. So, I mean, it's always nice to have some encouraging news along this road.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Super happy that you guys could all get together for her and do that.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing group of friends to be able to get together and do something like that. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I also have to say there was only one other dog in attendance. There was only one dog.
Gabby's ex-lover just had to be.
Just made things awkward.
That's right. Just crying.
No, have you heard of a dog in town named Spruce Man?
Spruce Man. No.
It's a little dog. I'm not exactly sure what breeds or anything, but a little black dog, little curly hair. It is the most remarkable dog I think I have ever met in my life. I'm not a small dog person, and neither is Nicole, but we both came home. We're just
with the dog.
No,
with a small dog.
You know, talking about the wedding, we're just like, man, Spruce Man.
Yeah.
What a great dog.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like meeting a good dog.
Right, especially a little dog.
Yeah.
I feel like the little dog community needs a good ambassador. Spruce Man's that ambassador.
I feel like Dez's dog is pretty good.
I don't know Dez's dog.
I don't know Dez's dog either, but it's adorable. I mean, I don't know that
it's a Chihuahua, so that's,
I don't know that, that's right.
Yeah,
I don't know that I'm not a small dog guy. I've never owned a small dog, but like we talk about getting another dog all the time, and like I don't know, like a little French bulldog or something like that would be funny.
That would be funny,
like because Betty's huge.
Yeah,
you know, so it'd be funny to have like a little dog just annoying the crap out of.
Oh, they'd be a funny team.
Did you know you get long-haired French bulldogs?
No,
they're fluffy and adorable.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a lot of people out there doing a lot of weird things with dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, dog wedding. Super cute. Congratulations to Gabby and Bojack. And what a wonderful thing to be
and
able
Jesse
to
and Jesse.
Well, for Jesse and Jesse.
They're human.
Jesse Olsen and Jesse Wilson.
Yeah.
And I mean, congrats and kudos. Congrats to them, but kudos to everyone you guys and all of their friends who got together and put on this thing for them. Beautiful stuff.
It was also Jesse Olsen's birthday yesterday.
Well, there you go.
I think this dog wedding was just a ruse to take
to
attention
get everyone
away.
Together for the yes.
She seemed very embarrassed when people started singing
I'm
Happy
sure
Birthday.
Jesse Olsen has a lot of trouble getting her friends to do something for her birthday.
She's pretty embarrassed.
Okay, fair enough. Well, a great weekend had by all, four-legged and two-legged alike. That's going to do it for Mornings at the Cabin. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.